Hello, Accounting 2. This is Miss Allie, and we're going to work through this work together problem for 5-2. 5-2 is teaching us how to figure out the dollar value of your ending inventory. All right, now in our curriculum, in our North Carolina curriculum, this is 2.01. 2.01 for our North Carolina curriculum. But in the book, it's the 5-2. And you can find this on page 151 of your book. So what we're doing, this first part is FIFO, which is first in, first out inventory costing. Then we're going to go down and we're going to go to LIFO, which is last in, first out inventory. And then at the bottom, we have the weighted average inventory costing. And so we're going to practice with all three of these. All three of these are part of the Work Together 5-2. Page 151 shows you an example of how to do FIFO, first in, first out. Now with FIFO, I want you to think of products that will expire, that will go bad. And so the first ones that you get in are the first ones you need to send out, the first ones that you need to sell. So think of gallons of milk, or maybe I don't know, aspirin or something like that, something that has an expiration date on it. The first ones that come in are the first ones you need to sell. So the ones in your ending inventory will be the last that you received. The last that you received. So I'm on page 158, and it tells me my beginning inventory is 8, and the unit price was $9.96. So my total cost for this shipment, for the beginning inventory, total cost is 8 times 9.96, and that gives me a dollar amount of $79.68. So beginning inventory, think about January 1st. They had 8 in hand on stock. They cost $9.96 each. So that was a total cost, when you multiply it, of $79.68. So for February, it shows that they purchased 20, and they were $10.24 a piece, $10.24 a piece. And so we're going to find out how much that total shipment was. Multiply the two, and we get $204.80. Okay, so May, they ordered another 20, but this time the price changed. This time the price is $10.36. 10.36. When we multiply those two together, this shipment was $207.20. In August, they ordered another 20 at $10.46. 10.46. And this 20 times 10.46 was $209.20. And then November, they ordered another 20, and this time the price went up a little bit more again, and it's $10.54. And when we multiply that out, we get $210.80. All right. So now we have our units purchased, and we add those up, and we have 88 of those. Maybe these are watches. Okay. So they added, for the whole year, they started out with 8 watches, and then they got these shipments, and they ended up, the whole year, they could have sold 88 watches. Total cost of all of these watches, so we have to add these up. and I have $911.68. So we had all of this for the year. But the book tells us that Jensen Auto had the following beginning inventory and purchases for, okay, these are air filters for cars. That's what they are. And it says at the end of the year, they had 34 left over. 34. Now, with first in, first out, for this year, the first ones that were going to be sold were going to be from the beginning inventory. And then the 20 that came in February would be sold. And then the 20 that came in May would be sold. And then August, and then November. But we have 34 left over at the end of the year. 34 of those came from November shipment because there was only 20 in that shipment. So the other 14 have to come from the August shipment. We're told that we have 34 left over and that they're taking their inventory on a first in, first out, which means the customers take the ones that came in first. So when it's talking about the ending inventory and the first in, first out, it means what came in last. This is your inventory. So 20 from that November shipment. And then to make it, I had to add 14 more. 14 more from the August shipment. So now I have to figure out $10.46 times 14 air filters. 146.44. Nope. 146.44. That was a 20 times a 14. Nope. It was the cost, 1046 times a 14. 146.44. And then this total shipment. So 210.80. Now I add these together. And I have that my ending inventory is worth $357.24. $357.24. So I took the cost of those 14 plus the cost of the 20 and added them together. First in, first out. Think of things mostly that are going to expire. All right, so the first, if it's a grocery store and it's the eggs, they're going to sell the first eggs first. And then whatever comes in next, they're going to sell those next and on down. That's first in, first out. Your customers get to purchase what was in the store first. So we go down here to LIFO. And LIFO is on page, I'll show you. Page 152. Page 152. And the way this works is that the last things that came in are the first out. Last in, first out. So whatever their beginning inventory is, whatever they purchase next just gets piled on top of it. And then what gets purchased next gets piled on top of it. And they just keep making the pile taller and taller. But what was on the bottom is what you had originally. Well, thing is, we've already figured these up here. So we're going to put the beginning inventory, the 996, and the 7968. And then we come down to February, and we had 20 at $10.24. And that was 204. 80. Come down a little bit further for the May shipment. We got 20 air filters in at $10.36. That was a total of $207.20. Come down to the August shipment. August shipment was 20 air filters at $10.46 for a total of $209.20. And then our November shipment was 20 of them in at $10.54, and that came out to a total of $210.80. And then down here we still have 88 total, and we had a grand total of $911.68. But this time we have 34 left over still, but it said last in, first out. So the customers came in and bought these air filters, and they took the ones that were on the top of the pile. They took the 20 that came in November, and then they took the 20 that came in August, and then back and back and back. So the ones on the bottom of the pile are still there. So we still have 8 from our beginning inventory. We have the whole shipment of February. We need 34. Well, right now we've got 28. If we put another 6 on there, if I do my math right, 28 plus 6 equals 34. So last in, first out means the stuff that came in most recently goes out first. And this is the type of inventory you can use on things that don't expire, like air filters. Okay, you can certainly use this. Tires are not going to expire. Golf balls are not going to expire. Okay, so now we have to figure out the cost. So we're going to do the $9.96 times the 8, $79.68. 20 times the 10, 24 is $204.80. And now I have to do 6 times the 1036, and that is $62.16. Do it again, make sure I was right. 6 times 1036, 62.16. Yes. Okay. So now I have to total this column. And I get a total of $346.64. All right. Now, FIFO, first in, first out, and LIFO, last in, last out, we're still talking about the same 34 air filters. The same 34 air filters. But look at this. Depending on what your method is, they could come in at 346.64, or it could come in at 357.24. Okay, it's just different methods counting the same 34 air filters. Whatever your company starts with, if it starts with LIFO, inventory costing method, it has to stay with LIFO for the rest of the time the business is in operation. If they start with FIFO, they have to stay with FIFO the rest of the time that the business is in operation. You can't switch back and forth. You have to stick with one. Okay, and it's up to management of which one they want to go with. They have tax advantages and disadvantages and all that kind of stuff, so you just have to stick with whatever you want. You just have to stick with it. Now, the last one that we have to do is the weighted average inventory costing. And this, we have to pull down the same dollar amounts here. So we have 8, that was our beginning inventory, $9.96 each, and the total cost was $79.68. And then we come down to February, where they bought 20 more air filters at $10.24. That came out to $204.80. And they came down to May at 20 more air filters at $10.36 each, which was $207.20 when you multiply it out. And then their August shipment, they ordered another 20 of them, but this time they were $10.46 each. Comes out to $209.20. November, they got another 20 of them. This time they were $10.54 each, total of $210.80. And then that made a grand total of 88 of these filters for the year, costing $911.68. Okay, so now we have to do this math down here. And it says total of beginning inventory and purchases. And if you want to look in the book where this is, this would be on page 153. 153. Total of beginning inventory and purchases. This is talking about the dollar amount. The dollar amount. So this is going to be $911.68. Then this is asking for the total units. Well, we had 88 total units. So now we have to divide it. You see that? We have to divide it. So when you divide them, 911.68 divided by 88, you get an average cost of $10.36. Average cost. So now it says in units in ending inventory. Well, we had 34 in the ending inventory times the 10.36. 34 times 10.36 gives us $352.24. Okay, again, it's the same 34 air filters, and this way, weight average, the same 34 come out to be $352.24. Here it comes out in LIFO as $346.64, and in FIFO it comes out to $357.24. Now, there's advantages, disadvantages of taking each one of them. Your management has to decide which one they want to do, and they have to stick with that one for as long as they have the business. Okay, so this was practice, and up here it says check my answers, so you can click that, and you want to see green checks. If it doesn't give you green checks, then go back and fix it. This is the part of the learning and process. Okay, go back and look at your answers and fix them if they're not right. Submit, and then you're going to go on and you're going to do the work together, or I'm sorry, we just did the work together. You're going to do the on your own. On your own, there's a practice on your own. You can do that as a practice to make sure you get it. And then the regular on your own is going to be a grade in the grade book. The regular on your own is a grade in the grade book. Okay? If you have any questions, rewind this video. Pay attention to what you're doing. See what you want to do. differently, and then we're done. All right. See you next time. Bye.